I now request Dr. R.K. Pachauri, President, TERI-BCSD, and Director General TERI, to formally welcome our special dignitaries, CEOs, and guests at the summit.
Honorable Minister for New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, Dr. Farooq Abdullah Sahib, Mr. Arun Mehra, Member Planning Commission, Mr. Peter Barker, President of the World Business Council for Sustainable Development, my colleague Dr. Annapurna Vancheswaran, members of the Executive Committee of TERI-BCSD India, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy and privileged to welcome you all, and particularly the Honorable Minister, who is someone whose very presence is inspiring. He is a person who believes in the concept of efficient use of resources, which incidentally is the focal theme for our summit, the Delhi Sustainable Development Summit this year. And I think in keeping with that and matching the importance of what we're going to discuss in the Delhi Sustainable Development Summit, we are focusing this year, as far as the CEO Summit is concerned, on the issue of water. And I think during the lunch session, it was brought out very clearly by the distinguished speakers who were with me on the stage, that clearly the business sector has to now look at water as the next major challenge as far as natural resources and their use is concerned. Indeed, it's not very far in the future that business organizations will have to account literally for every drop of water, because otherwise their own processes, their production, and their profitability will suffer adversely. I believe that there are just so many co-benefits from some of these actions that lead to efficient use of resources, that there is absolutely no reason why this shouldn't be an important part of the objectives of a business organization. I think what we also have to take into account are changes that are taking place globally, and may I highlight the importance of focusing on projections of climate change, where obviously water will be one of the resources that will be affected adversely. In the fourth assessment report of the IPCC, we clearly brought out the fact that melting of glaciers across the globe is going to lead to some serious changes in the supply of water, not only in the river systems, but we must remember that rivers are also an important element of the recharge system of groundwater. So therefore, if water flow in rivers reduces, so also does over a large area of land the extent to which groundwater will be recharged. As a matter of fact, we had come up with an estimate that about 500 million people in South Asia are likely to be affected adversely as a result of the melting of the glaciers. What's even more is the fact that with changes in precipitation patterns and much higher intensity and frequency of extreme precipitation events, whether it's in the form of snow or rain or whatever, we are likely to see some new problems and challenges that will have to be tackled effectively. And all of these will affect business organizations. And therefore, CEOs who are expected to exercise vision far beyond just the profits in the next quarter will have to take some of these estimates, some of these projections into account in defining their strategy, in defining what kinds of research and development and innovation they have to put in place. And most importantly, we will also have to look at how water has a very close nexus with energy use. And this is where we are delighted to have, as the chief guest during this inaugural session, the Honorable Minister for New and Renewable Energy, Dr. Farooq Abdullah, who is actually leading a major initiative in this country as part of the National Action Plan on Climate Change, which has the solar energy mission as the very first mission among 8 that have been identified, and much more. And we expect that with his leadership and vision, India will certainly emerge as a model of efficient use of resources in general, and certainly optimal use of renewable energy resources for the benefit of this society and as a model for other societies to follow. So once again, welcome to this session, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.